This method is used to replace damaged BGA pads with new dry film adhesive-backed pads. The new pads are bonded to the circuit board surface using a specially designed bonding press or bonding iron. The electrical connection is made to a via circuit which is originally manufactured integral to the pads. The minimum skill level needed to complete this procedure reliably is expert. The conformance level reached when this procedure is completed properly is medium. See the web page for a list of the tools and materials required to complete this procedure. The procedure follows. Step 1. Clean the area. Step 2. Carefully remove the defective pad to avoid damaging the integral via. Step 3. Use a knife and scrape off any epoxy residue, contamination, or burned material from the board surface. Step 4. Using a micro drill system and the appropriate ball mill down to the connecting circuit, exposing the copper surface of the etch. Be careful not to cut through the circuit. Step 5. Clean the area. Step 6. Apply a small amount of liquid flux to the circuit connection now exposed beneath the surface of the board. Tin the circuit with solder. Clean the area. Step 7. In general, the area for the new pad on the board surface must be smooth and flat. If internal fibers of the board are exposed or if there are deep scratches on the surface, they should be repaired. Refer to the appropriate procedure. Step 8. Select a replacement BGA pad that most closely matches the surface mount pad to be replaced. If a special size or shape is needed, they can be custom fabricated. Ensure the selected pad's attached circuit matches the width and thickness of the circuit to be replaced. Trim the width approximately as needed. The circuit should overlap the existing circuit a minimum of 2 times the circuit width. Note: new BGA pads are fabricated from copper foil. The foil is plated on the top side with solder, and an adhesive bonding film is applied to the bottom side. Step 9. Before trimming out the new pad, carefully scrape off the adhesive bonding film from the solder joint connection area on the back of the replacement circuit portion of the new pad. In order to ensure that the final pressed pad lays flat, it may be necessary to remove the film from the whole length of the connecting circuit up to the pad itself. Caution: when handling the replacement pad, avoid touching the epoxy backing with your fingers or other materials that may contaminate the surface and reduce the bond strength. Step 10. Cut out and trim the new pad. Cut out from the plated side. Step 11. Place the pad on the board so that the connecting circuit can be fit into the trough containing the board's tin circuit. Step 12. Select a bonding tip with a shape to match the shape of the new pad. See the bonding tip chart in the replacement parts section of the manual provided with the repair system or repair kit. Note: the tip used for bonding should be as small as possible but should completely cover the entire surface of the new pad. Step 13. Position the circuit board so that it is flat and stable. Gently place the bonding tip directly onto the new pad. Apply pressure as recommended in the manual of the repair system or repair kit for 30 seconds to fully bond the pad. The new pad is fully cured. Carefully clean the area and inspect the new pad for proper alignment. Caution: excessive bonding pressure may cause measeling in the circuit board surface or may cause the new pad to slide out of position. Step 14. Apply flux to the overlapping connecting circuit at the bottom of the trough. Solder in place. Clean the area. Note: the circuit board may be preheated prior to filling the area with epoxy. A preheated circuit board will allow the epoxy to easily flow and level out. Epoxy applied to an unheated circuit board may settle below the circuit board surface as the epoxy cures. Step 15. Mix epoxy. If desired, add color agent to the mixed epoxy to match the circuit board color. Step 16. Coat the top and sides of the replaced circuit with epoxy. The epoxy bonds the new circuit to the base board material and insulates the circuit. Continue adding epoxy up to the top surface of the circuit board. Note: a very slight overfill of epoxy may be desired to allow for shrinkage when the epoxy cures. Additionally, in order to allow the appearance of the circuit to match the board, it may be necessary to mask the circuit prior to filling the excavated area. Step 17. Cure the epoxy per Procedure 2.7 Epoxy mixing and handling. Use caution. Some components may be sensitive to high temperatures. Step 18. Additional epoxy can be applied around the perimeter of the new pad to provide additional bond strength. Mix epoxy. Cure the epoxy per procedure 2.7 epoxy mixing and handling. Use the maximum recommended heat cycle to ensure the highest strength bond. BGA pads are routinely subjected to one or more reflow cycles. Caution. Some components may be sensitive to high temperatures. Step 19. Apply surface coating to match prior coating as required. Evaluation. Step 1. Visual examination. Step 2. Measurement of new pad width and spacing. Step 3. Electrical continuity measurement.